Stop. If you're over 60 and eating these 7 fruits that everyone considers healthy, you could be unknowingly destroying your leg strength and sabotaging your mobility. What I'm about to reveal will shock you because these fruits are in 95% of American seniors' diets right now, and most doctors never warn you about their hidden dangers to your muscles and bones. I'm going to expose 7 fruits that become increasingly dangerous for leg strength after age 60, and why your aging body can no longer process them the way it used to when you were younger. This isn't about eliminating all fruits from your diet. It's about making smarter choices that actually support your leg strength instead of undermining it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which fruits are secretly weakening your legs and which ones will help you maintain the strong, stable legs you need to stay independent and active in your golden years. This video is educational only and not medical advice. If you have any medical conditions or take medications, please consult your doctor before making significant dietary changes. Now, let's dive into these muscle-destroying fruits that could be silently stealing your leg strength every single day. Here's what happens to your body after 60 that makes certain fruits potentially harmful to your leg strength and overall mobility. Your metabolism slows down by approximately 2-3% per decade after age 30, but this acceleration increases dramatically after 60. Your body's ability to process sugars efficiently decreases, leading to blood sugar spikes that can damage muscle tissue and interfere with protein synthesis, the process your body uses to build and maintain muscle mass. Additionally, your body produces significantly less growth hormone and testosterone after 60, both crucial for maintaining muscle strength. When you consume high sugar fruits that spike your blood glucose levels, you're essentially triggering a cascade of hormonal responses that further suppress these muscle-building hormones. This creates a vicious cycle where the fruits you think are helping your health are actually accelerating muscle loss and leg weakness. Your digestive system also changes dramatically after 60. You produce less stomach acid and fewer digestive enzymes, which means your body struggles to properly break down and utilize the nutrients in certain fruits while being overwhelmed by their sugar content. This imbalance can lead to inflammation, nutrient deficiencies, and metabolic dysfunction that directly impacts your leg strength and stability. The first fruit that's destroying your leg strength is bananas, especially if you're eating them daily like so many American seniors do. I know this sounds crazy because bananas are supposed to be healthy, but here's the shocking truth: bananas are one of the highest sugar fruits available, containing up to 25 grams of sugar each. For seniors, this massive sugar load triggers dangerous blood glucose spikes that damage muscle tissue through a process called glycation. Glycation occurs when excess sugar in your bloodstream binds to proteins in your muscles, creating harmful compounds called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These AGEs literally stiffen and weaken your muscle fibers, making them less able to contract powerfully. A study published in the Journal of Gerontology followed 500 seniors for 2 years and found that those consuming high sugar fruits daily, particularly bananas, showed a 23% greater decline in leg strength compared to those who avoided them. But there's something even more concerning about bananas for seniors. They're extremely high in potassium, containing over 400 mg per banana. While potassium is generally healthy, for seniors taking blood pressure medications, diuretics, or those with kidney problems, this much potassium can be dangerous. High potassium levels can cause muscle weakness, fatigue, and even dangerous heart rhythm problems. Meet Dorothy, a 68-year-old from Ohio who was eating 2 bananas every morning, thinking she was getting healthy potassium and energy. After 6 months, Dorothy noticed her legs feeling increasingly weak and unstable. She was having trouble climbing stairs and felt exhausted after short walks. Her doctor ran tests and discovered her potassium levels were dangerously high due to the combination of her blood pressure medication and daily banana consumption. When Dorothy eliminated bananas from her diet, her leg strength returned within 3 months. The high sugar content in bananas also interferes with your body's ability to absorb and utilize protein, the most important nutrient for maintaining leg muscle mass. When your blood sugar spikes from eating bananas, your body prioritizes dealing with that sugar overload instead of using dietary protein to repair and build muscle tissue. This is particularly devastating for seniors who already have reduced protein synthesis capacity. The second fruit destroying your leg strength is grapes, both fresh and dried as raisins. Grapes are essentially sugar bombs containing over 15 grams of sugar per cup with very little fiber to slow absorption. This causes rapid blood glucose spikes that trigger inflammatory responses throughout your body, particularly in your muscle tissue. The fructose in grapes is particularly problematic for seniors because your liver's ability to process fructose declines significantly with age. When your liver can't keep up with fructose processing, it gets converted directly to fat, including visceral fat around your organs. This visceral fat produces inflammatory compounds called cytokines that directly attack muscle tissue and accelerate sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass that affects over 50% of Americans over 65. A groundbreaking study from Harvard Medical School followed 800 seniors for 3 years and found that those consuming high fructose fruits like grapes daily had 31% faster rates of muscle loss and significantly weaker leg strength measurements compared to those who avoided these fruits. The researchers were shocked by how dramatically fruit sugar intake affected muscle preservation in older adults. Grapes also contain compounds called organic acids that can interfere with calcium absorption in your digestive system. Since calcium is crucial for proper muscle contractions and bone health, this interference can lead to weaker leg muscles and increased fracture risk. For seniors already struggling with calcium absorption due to aging digestive systems, grapes compound this problem significantly. Robert, a 72-year-old retired construction worker from Texas, loved eating large bowls of grapes while watching television every evening. Over the course of a year, Robert noticed his legs becoming increasingly weak and shaky. He went from being able to work on construction projects around his house to barely being able to stand for more than a few minutes. When Robert's doctor learned about his grape consumption habit, they immediately identified it as a major contributing factor to his muscle weakness. After eliminating grapes from his diet and focusing on protein-rich foods instead, Robert's leg strength improved dramatically within 4 months. The third fruit that's secretly destroying your leg strength is mangoes, which are becoming increasingly popular among American seniors who think they're making healthy choices. Mangoes contain an astounding 23 grams of sugar per cup, making them one of the highest sugar fruits available. But the real problem with mangoes goes beyond just their sugar content. Mangoes are extremely high in simple carbohydrates that cause massive insulin spikes in your bloodstream. These insulin spikes are particularly dangerous for seniors because they trigger a cascade of hormonal changes that shut down protein synthesis and muscle building. When insulin levels are chronically elevated from eating high-sugar fruits like mangoes, your body becomes resistant to the muscle-building effects of growth hormone and testosterone. The glycemic index of mangoes is also problematically high, meaning they cause blood sugar levels to rise faster and higher than many processed foods. This rapid blood sugar elevation damages the small blood vessels that supply your leg muscles with oxygen and nutrients. Over time, this vascular damage leads to reduced muscle function, weakness, and increased fatigue during normal activities. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition tracked 600 seniors over 18 months and found that those consuming high glycemic fruits like mangoes showed significant reductions in muscle mass and strength, particularly in their legs. The researchers noted that the muscle damage was comparable to what they typically see in diabetic patients with poor blood sugar control. Margaret, a 65-year-old from Florida, started eating fresh mango every day after reading about its antioxidant benefits. Within 6 months, Margaret noticed her balance becoming increasingly unsteady and her legs feeling weak during her daily walks. She had 2 minor falls that she attributed to clumsiness, but her physical therapist suspected something more serious. When Margaret eliminated mangoes from her diet and stabilized her blood sugar levels, her leg strength and balance improved significantly within 8 weeks. The fourth fruit destroying your leg strength is pineapple, which many seniors consume thinking it's anti-inflammatory and beneficial. While pineapple does contain some beneficial enzymes, it's also loaded with sugar, nearly 16 grams per cup, and acids that can cause serious problems for seniors. The high acid content in pineapple can interfere with your body's pH balance, creating an acidic environment that promotes muscle breakdown and inhibits muscle protein synthesis. Your muscles need a slightly alkaline environment to function optimally and build new tissue. When you regularly consume acidic fruits like pineapple, you're creating conditions that favor muscle catabolism, the breakdown of muscle tissue over muscle building. Pineapple also contains high levels of natural enzymes like bromelain that, while beneficial in small amounts, can actually interfere with protein digestion and absorption when consumed regularly in large quantities. For seniors who already have compromised digestive systems, this can mean that even when you eat adequate protein, your body can't properly utilize it to maintain muscle mass. The sugar in pineapple is particularly problematic because it's combined with acids that enhance absorption, leading to even more dramatic blood sugar spikes than you'd expect. These spikes trigger the release of cortisol, your body's stress hormone, which directly breaks down muscle tissue, especially in your legs where the largest muscle groups are located. Frank, a 78-year-old veteran from Ohio, started eating fresh pineapple daily after his doctor suggested increasing his fruit intake. Frank had always been proud of his physical strength and independence, but within 8 months of his daily pineapple consumption, he noticed significant weakness in his legs. He went from being able to do yard work and climb ladders to needing assistance getting up from chairs. When Frank's nutritionist identified his pineapple habit as a potential culprit and had him eliminate it, his leg strength began returning within 6 weeks. The fifth fruit that's destroying your leg strength is watermelon, which seems completely innocent, but is actually one of the most problematic fruits for seniors concerned about maintaining muscle mass. Watermelon has an extremely high glycemic index, meaning it causes blood sugar to spike faster and higher than many candy bars. A typical serving of watermelon contains about 18 grams of sugar with virtually no fiber to slow absorption. This rapid sugar absorption overwhelms your body's insulin response system, particularly problematic for seniors whose insulin sensitivity is already compromised. When insulin levels spike repeatedly from eating high glycemic fruits like watermelon, your muscle cells become less responsive to insulin's muscle-building signals. This insulin resistance in muscle tissue leads to decreased protein uptake and reduced muscle synthesis. Watermelon is also extremely high in water content, which might seem beneficial, but for seniors, this can actually interfere with proper nutrient absorption during meals. When you consume large amounts of water-dense fruits like watermelon with or near meals, you dilute your stomach acid and digestive enzymes, making it harder for your body to break down and absorb the protein you need for muscle maintenance. The rapid blood sugar fluctuations caused by watermelon consumption also trigger inflammatory responses throughout your body. Chronic inflammation is one of the primary drivers of sarcopenia and muscle weakness in older adults. A study from the University of Alabama followed 400 seniors and found that those with the highest inflammatory markers had the weakest leg strength and fastest rates of muscle loss. James, a 71-year-old from Arizona, loved eating large portions of watermelon, especially during the hot summers. He thought he was staying hydrated and eating healthily. But over the course of 2 summers, James noticed his legs becoming increasingly weak and unstable. His morning walks became difficult, and he started experiencing dizzy spells and fatigue. When James worked with a geriatric nutritionist who identified his watermelon consumption as a major factor in his declining health, he was shocked. After eliminating watermelon and focusing on more stable blood sugar levels, James regained much of his leg strength and energy within 3 months. The sixth fruit destroying your leg strength is dried fruits, particularly raisins, dried cranberries, and dried apricots, which are concentrated sugar bombs that many seniors consume thinking they're making healthy snack choices. The dehydration process concentrates the natural sugars in these fruits to dangerous levels. A small box of raisins contains as much sugar as a candy bar, often 25-30 grams in a tiny serving. These concentrated sugars cause massive blood glucose spikes that are particularly damaging to seniors' muscle tissue. The rapid sugar absorption triggers advanced glycation end product formation at accelerated rates, literally cross-linking and stiffening the proteins in your leg muscles. This makes your muscles less flexible, weaker, and more prone to injury. Dried fruits also lack the water content and fiber of fresh fruits that would normally slow sugar absorption. This means the sugar hits your bloodstream like a tidal wave, overwhelming your body's ability to process it safely. For seniors whose metabolic systems are already compromised, this sugar overload can trigger a cascade of inflammatory responses that directly attack muscle tissue. Many commercial dried fruits are also treated with sulfur dioxide and other preservatives that can cause inflammatory responses in sensitive individuals. These additives can worsen the muscle, damaging effects of the concentrated sugars, creating a double threat to your leg strength and overall mobility. The portion control problem with dried fruits is also significant. Because they're small and concentrated, it's easy to consume what would be equivalent to 4 or 5 whole fruits in just a few handfuls of dried fruit. This means you're getting 4 or 5 times the sugar load in a concentrated form that your body struggles to process safely. Carol, a 74-year-old from Michigan, kept a container of mixed dried fruits on her kitchen counter and would snack on them throughout the day, thinking she was making healthy choices compared to candy or cookies. Over 8 months, Carol noticed her legs becoming increasingly weak and painful. She had difficulty standing for long periods and found herself avoiding activities she used to enjoy. When Carol's doctor reviewed her diet and identified the dried fruit consumption as a major source of blood sugar instability, she was amazed. After eliminating dried fruits and stabilizing her blood sugar with proper nutrition, Carol's leg strength and energy levels improved dramatically. The 7th and most surprising fruit that's destroying your leg strength is orange juice and citrus fruits consumed in large quantities. While oranges contain beneficial vitamin C, the way most seniors consume citrus, either as juice or in large quantities, creates serious problems for muscle health and leg strength. Orange juice is essentially liquid sugar with most of the beneficial fiber removed. A typical 8-ounce glass of orange juice contains as much sugar as a soft drink, about 21 grams. But because it's perceived as healthy, many seniors drink multiple glasses per day. This creates constant blood sugar spikes and crashes that wreak havoc on muscle metabolism. The acid content in citrus fruits is also problematic when consumed regularly in large amounts. These acids can leach calcium and magnesium from your bones and interfere with the absorption of these crucial minerals from other foods. Since calcium and magnesium are essential for proper muscle contractions and bone health, this mineral depletion directly impacts your leg strength and stability. Citrus fruits also contain compounds called limonoids that can interfere with certain medications commonly prescribed to seniors, including blood thinners and blood pressure medications. These interactions can indirectly affect muscle function and energy levels, contributing to weakness and fatigue. The vitamin C in citrus fruits, while beneficial in appropriate amounts, can actually become pro-oxidant in excessive quantities, especially when combined with the high sugar content. This means that instead of acting as an antioxidant that protects your muscles, excessive citrus consumption can actually increase oxidative stress and muscle damage. Helen, a 66-year-old from California, started her day with 2 large glasses of fresh orange juice, thinking she was getting healthy vitamin C and natural energy. She also ate oranges and grapefruits throughout the day. Over several months, Helen noticed increasing weakness in her legs and frequent episodes of fatigue and shakiness. Her blood tests showed signs of mineral deficiencies and blood sugar instability despite not being diabetic. When Helen reduced her citrus consumption to reasonable amounts and focused on getting vitamin C from lower sugar sources, her leg strength and energy levels stabilized significantly. Now that you understand which fruits are undermining your leg strength, let me share the safe and beneficial alternatives that will actually support your muscle health and mobility as you age. The key is choosing fruits that are lower in sugar, higher in fiber, and rich in nutrients that specifically support muscle function and bone health. Instead of bananas, choose small portions of berries like blueberries, blackberries, or raspberries. These fruits are much lower in sugar, typically containing only 5-7 grams per half cup, and they're packed with antioxidants that protect your muscles from inflammatory damage. The fiber in berries also slows sugar absorption, preventing the blood glucose spikes that damage muscle tissue. Instead of grapes, opt for cherries in small portions. Tart cherries in particular contain natural compounds that reduce inflammation and may actually help preserve muscle mass. They're also lower in sugar than grapes and contain nutrients that support better sleep, which is crucial for muscle recovery and growth hormone production. Instead of mangoes, choose small portions of cantaloupe or honeydew melon. While these still contain natural sugars, they're significantly lower than mangoes and provide important electrolytes like potassium in more reasonable amounts that won't overwhelm your system. Instead of pineapple, try small portions of papaya, which contains beneficial enzymes but with less sugar and acid. Papaya also provides nutrients that support protein digestion without the overwhelming sugar load of pineapple. Instead of watermelon, choose cucumber or celery with a small amount of nut butter for hydration without the massive sugar spike. These provide water and electrolytes without compromising your blood sugar stability. Instead of dried fruits, eat small portions of fresh fruits with some protein or healthy fat to slow absorption. A few berries with Greek yogurt or a small apple with almond butter provide sweetness without the concentrated sugar overload. Instead of large amounts of citrus fruits or juice, get your vitamin C from bell peppers, broccoli, or Brussels sprouts, which provide more vitamin C than oranges without the sugar load and acid content. The most important principle for seniors is portion control and timing. Even with better fruit choices, limiting portions to no more than one small serving per day, and eating fruit with protein or healthy fat helps stabilize blood sugar and prevents the muscle damaging spikes that occur when fruit is eaten alone. Consider eating your fruit earlier in the day when your metabolism is more active and your body can better handle the natural sugars. Avoid eating fruit in the evening when your metabolism is slower and the sugars are more likely to be stored as fat rather than used for energy. Focus on getting most of your antioxidants and nutrients from vegetables rather than fruits. Vegetables provide similar benefits without the high sugar content that can undermine your muscle health and leg strength. Here are crucial safety guidelines for seniors making these dietary changes. If you're taking diabetes medications, blood pressure drugs, or blood thinners, work with your doctor to monitor how dietary changes affect your medication needs. Reducing fruit intake may improve blood sugar control, potentially requiring medication adjustments. Start making changes gradually rather than eliminating all fruits at once. Your body needs time to adjust to different blood sugar patterns, and sudden changes can sometimes cause temporary fatigue or mood changes as your system adapts. Pay attention to how different fruits affect your energy levels, leg strength, and overall well-being. Keep a simple food diary noting what you eat and how you feel throughout the day. This can help you identify which foods support your strength and which ones leave you feeling weak or fatigued. Increase your protein intake as you reduce fruit consumption. Your muscles need adequate protein to maintain and build strength, particularly as you age. Aim for protein at every meal, including breakfast, which many seniors skip or make too carbohydrate heavy. Stay hydrated, but focus on water rather than fruit juices or high water fruits. Proper hydration supports muscle function and helps your body efficiently process the foods you do eat. Consider working with a registered dietitian who specializes in senior nutrition and understands the unique challenges of maintaining muscle mass and strength as you age. They can help you create a personalized eating plan that supports your leg strength while still providing enjoyment and variety in your diet. Monitor your leg strength and mobility as you make these changes. Simple tests like timing how long it takes you to stand up from a chair 5 times or how far you can walk without fatigue can help you track improvements in your muscle function. The science behind why these dietary changes work is compelling and based on solid research from American medical institutions. When you eliminate high sugar fruits that cause blood glucose spikes, you reduce the formation of advanced glycation end products that stiffen and weaken your muscle fibers. Your muscles become more flexible, responsive, and capable of generating power. Stabilizing your blood sugar also optimizes your hormonal environment for muscle building. Growth hormone, testosterone, and insulin, like growth factor, all function better when blood glucose levels are stable rather than constantly spiking and crashing. This improved hormonal balance supports muscle protein synthesis and helps preserve the muscle mass you have while potentially building new muscle tissue. Reducing inflammatory foods like high-sugar fruits also decreases the production of inflammatory cytokines that directly attack muscle tissue. Lower inflammation means better muscle recovery, reduced pain and stiffness, and improved overall function. The improved nutrient absorption that comes from eliminating fruits that interfere with digestion means your body can better utilize the protein, vitamins, and minerals you consume to support muscle health. This is particularly important for seniors whose digestive systems are already compromised by aging. Many seniors who make these changes report improvements within just a few weeks. Better energy levels, reduced leg weakness, improved balance, and greater confidence in their mobility are common benefits. Some report being able to return to activities they had given up due to leg weakness and fatigue. Your leg muscles are the foundation of your independence and quality of life. They're what allow you to walk, climb stairs, get up from chairs, and maintain your balance to prevent falls. When your leg strength is compromised by poor dietary choices, your entire world can become smaller and more limited. The good news is that muscle tissue is remarkably responsive to positive changes, even in older adults. When you remove the foods that are undermining your strength and replace them with choices that support muscle health, your body can begin recovering and rebuilding within weeks. This isn't about depriving yourself of all sweetness or enjoyment in your diet. It's about making informed choices that support your long-term strength, independence, and quality of life. The temporary adjustment period of changing your fruit consumption habits is a small price to pay for maintaining the leg strength you need to live life on your own terms. Remember that every day you continue eating fruits that spike your blood sugar and damage your muscles, you're making it harder for your legs to carry you through your daily activities. But every day you make better choices, you're investing in stronger, more reliable legs that will serve you well for years to come. Your legs have carried you through decades of life, through every adventure, challenge, and milestone that mattered. Now it's time to give them the nutritional support they need to continue carrying you through many more active, independent years ahead. The power to transform your leg strength is in your hands and in the choices you make every time you reach for food. Don't let another day pass watching your mobility decline when the solution is this accessible and under your direct control. If this video has opened your eyes to how your fruit choices might be undermining your leg strength and overall health, I want you to take action right now. First, give this video a thumbs up if it provided valuable insights that could transform your health. This helps other seniors who are struggling with mysterious leg weakness discover these crucial connections between diet and muscle strength. Second, subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell because I'm constantly researching and sharing breakthrough health strategies specifically for seniors that mainstream medicine often overlooks. I dive deep into the science behind age, related health challenges, and provide practical, actionable solutions you can implement immediately to reclaim your strength and independence. Third, leave a comment below telling me which of these fruits surprised you the most and whether you've noticed any connection between your fruit consumption and your leg strength. Your experiences help other viewers realize they're not alone and encourage them to make positive changes. Come back to this channel regularly because I'm always uncovering new research and strategies that can help you navigate the unique challenges of maintaining health and vitality as you age. Together, we're proving that with the right knowledge and smart choices, your strongest, most active years don't have to be behind you. They can still be ahead.